Just kind of take us through the emotions you're feeling right now after that kind of game.
Yeah, you know, obviously the results on the scoreboard weren't what we wanted most of the year, but what I told the team right there is they kept their self-respect, their attitude and effort never wavered. They played hard. We just didn't play well enough, often enough. So, but they never embarrassed themselves. They never didn't give 100%. So, for that, you know, the lesson they learned this year that they'll take with them the rest of their lives is no matter how tough it gets, you don't give in. They didn't give in. We just didn't play good enough baseball on a lot of days.
How did you feel after you got that 5-run inning to take the lead?
Yeah, it felt great, but again, you know, I mean, we know what our weaknesses are, and we know it's going to be hard to hold on. You know, in some games, I thought Sweat was bounced back really well. We just couldn't hold them off.
Do you feel like y'all just kind of ran out of gas a little bit?
It's hard to say. I mean, we got to be better. You know, you got to be better. Parker gave us everything he had, but you know, maybe coming off that Saturday just didn't quite have it. Harley's velocity was down. Just, you know, did we run out of gas? Hard to say. Just again, we've got to be better.
Seems like this game kind of went like most of the season.
Yeah.
Pitching kind of let you down. Couldn't get the big hit after the second inning.
Yeah, you know, that's a game we scored 6 runs. So, you know, hopefully as we move on, you know, that's a game we win 6-3, 6-4 in the future. 6 runs in the SEC is enough to win games if you're pitching. So we gave up 8 on a first night in a conference. You've got to be able to help. If your offense gives you 6, the pitching needs to be to the point where it can win that game.
Especially when you're leaning on freshman pitching like that towards the end of the year, how much can just fatigue play a huge factor?
Yeah. I mean, it's the most baseball they've ever played in their life. These pitchers, you know, in high school they don't pitch this many games. The season has been very long. We start in January when they get back for classes, and now we're into late May, and that's long for these freshmen. And obviously, the majority of the innings we've been pitching lately are freshmen, so they'll grow from it. We'll be better from it. Just not a lot of fun going through it right now.
What have you learned? You know, your first year, you're a win away from Omaha.
Yeah.
Second year, you're staying home from the postseason. What do you learn as a coach? What do you take from a ride like this?
I don't know that we learned anything new that we needed to learn. I think it shows you have to be good in every area to be good in this league. This league does not allow anything other than excellence in pitching, in defense, in offense to compete. I mean, there are really good teams that finish 10th and 11th in this league. So you just have to be good in every area. And when you are, then you've got a chance. And then when you survive this league, then you've got a chance to go to Omaha, bottom line. We survived it last year, and we had a chance to go to Omaha. So you just have to be good in all areas so that you can survive the league to get to the postseason. If you do that, then you're a couple steps from Omaha.
You mentioned leaning on a lot of freshmen at the end of the year. How much does that benefit you going into next season?
Significantly, and obviously we'll be adding a lot of guys to it. But there's a lot of young guys. A lot of guys were playing at this level for the first time, whether they were guys that had come from JUCO or freshmen. A lot of guys were playing at this level for the first time, and I think you'll see a common thread of the top 4 teams that got a bye this week. We've got a lot of old guys that have been through the battles and are older, more experienced, and that's how you win in this league. You've got to be talented and you've got to have experience, and so we'll get there. We'll get there.
What do you kind of hope this team's remembered for? Is it just the fact that they never gave in, they never lied down?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's all we can be remembered for at this point. I mean, it's not a team that's going to go down, you know, for winning a ton of games, but they kept their self-respect, and they could have mailed it in. They could have stopped playing hard. I mean, that team played hard. You can say whatever you want. That team played hard, and that's a hard thing to do when you go through the struggles that we've gone through. Very few teams would play as hard as we have till the bitter end.
Does it feel like a relief for you to have this over?
No way. Not a relief. I mean, we love to play. We love these guys. I love coaching this team. I love coming to the ballpark and trying to help them get better, and they love coming to the park to play. So not a relief. I mean, the relief will be when we're really good again and we're in Omaha. That'll be the relief.
Can you see that next year?
Well, I mean, you're never going to say you can't get to Omaha, so we'll never start a year saying we can't get to Omaha. We'll always be optimistic.
on the game tonight. Did you feel like Wesley put y'all in position to mount a comeback in the late innings?
Yeah, absolutely. He gave us a shot. He threw, I don't know how many total innings he threw, what his line was, but when he came in, the game kind of solidified, and we had a chance to score, and we got it back to within 2. Just couldn't score in that last inning. Peterson was good.
What did you see? I guess you think you stranded 9 guys tonight. What did you see at our hitters, especially with runners in scoring position?
Well, they brought in their closer. I mean, that made a big difference. They brought in Fontenot, who has 6 saves, who hitters hit 191 against all year. So they brought in one of their best pitchers. And at the end of the day, you've got to tip your cap. They bring in one of their best guys, and he kept us at bay.
Yeah, was Cam just didn't have it tonight, or what did you see out of him?
Yeah, just the velocity was a little bit down, and we weren't going to go too deep with him. We knew we were going to manage his pitch count. Just wasn't quite as sharp as you'd like to see him.